you can't take any of this when you go. So you have to enjoy right now. Because I feel like if anything that we've learned in the past couple of years is you really have to live for the moment, and you have to make the choices that you make right now. It's said a million times, will affect you in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. But you can't live in the 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You have to make the decision now. You have to be it now. So if you can embody the version of yourself that you want to be now, that 10-year version of you is going to be even better than what you thought it would be. And like I said, you're not always going to be motivated. So you're going to have to find discipline.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Hello and welcome to Health in the Real World. I'm Chris Janke and I'm joined today by Jordyn Rax. Jordyn's in the entertainment industry and film modeling. We're going to let her tell us all about it. Jordyn, welcome.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me today.
So fill in the biography, your story. This is an awesome story, how fitness bled into something else, which is the direction I want to go today with the episode.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, just thank you for having me on. I know it's early where you're at. So just want to say thank you for that. But yeah, so about 4 years ago, I'm from a very small town in the Midwest in Indiana. And I woke up one morning and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm not like fulfilled. I'm not happy, like mentally, emotionally, physically, just was not. I think, what was I? Was it 23, 24? I was like, this is not how I saw my life going. I was settling in like every area possible. And then I was like, you know what? I saw this really cool trainer on Instagram and I was like, I'm going to try his programs. I'm going to just try. I'm just going to give it like 30 days and see what happens. So I did. And his name is Don Saladino. He's a celebrity trainer. And in 30 days, I was like, wow, I feel like I have a lot more energy. I feel like I can tackle the more mundane things with a more positive mindset. And then it just completely exploded after that.
That's awesome. So you just woke up one day and you said, I'm going to get fit and I'm going to get healthy. So you did mention that I'm fascinated by this because people who are in like the rock bottom moment of their life, I don't know if you were that low, but you did mention mentally, emotionally, and physically, you were just like way below where you wanted to be and that you were settling. And I'm fascinated by this because, and this is what I tell everybody, is that if you have a financial goal, if you have a spiritual goal, if you have a family goal, start with your fitness goal, and then that will bleed into everything else. Was that your experience too?
That is 1,000,000%. Like that's exactly what happened, because once you have the confidence to handle being able to run 5 minutes straight on a treadmill, and then you're like, wow, I could do 10. It's confidence, but it builds strength, and like in all areas of life, things are more easily accomplished through the lens of confidence, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have all this energy, and if you have something to do, give it to a fit person, right? Oh, I need someone to do this task for me. Okay, Jordyn looks really fit. She probably has the energy for it. Okay, so 30 days. I think this is encouraging too for somebody who is watching this is not fit right now. 30 days is all it took for you to at least get enough feedback to notice like, okay, I'm going in the right direction. So what happened at that point?
Yeah, during this, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in. And I remember the person I was with at the time, he was like, oh, I'm going to buy you this. He like got me a pair of shoes and some stuff, trying to be supportive. And he's, I'm going to get you all this and you're not going to even do it for 2 weeks. And then after 30 days, it was like, he was like, he was complaining about the grocery bill. He's like, oh, you're getting all this great nutritional, like healthy stuff, and I don't want to eat it. But at that point, I was just sold. I couldn't be swayed. It was like, all right, I'm starting to see definition, improvement in my sleep, improvement in my mentality. Other people are noticing it. So it was like, it was started within, but then everybody outside started to also notice.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. That good feedback that I'm going the right direction. Like everything, it feels right. I'm getting all this attention. And then so did you move to New York Like how soon after that did you move to New
So,
York?
so it was such a weird off and on thing. So I was bouncing to New York. Dawn invited me to come up to see Drive 495, which unfortunately no longer exists, but I got to come up, and I still had small town mentality. Like I hadn't really tapped into what my potential could be. I definitely lost and gained so much definition, lost a lot, not a lot of weight, but I lost a lot for where I was at and gained an insane amount of definition. And he was like, the world's your oyster. And it stuck with me. And I was just like, wow, I'm selling myself short. Again, noticing more settling that was going on. So I remember I was at Balthazar on Spring Street with my friend, and I looked at her and I said, I'm going to move to New York. And she's, what? She thought it was crazy. She's like, how are you going to do that? Because we were out here on the trip. So anyway, long story short, I bounced between LA and New York for the better part of 2 years. And then COVID happened, which sent me back to Indiana.
I'm going back to Indiana.
At that point, I was like, if the world's good, because no one knew what was going to happen. I was like, oh my gosh, like people were leaving their shoes like outside their house, and they weren't leaving their groceries. It was a whole thing. So I went home, spent time with my family. And then when it started to lift, I was like, I got to get back in it. So I spent 6 months in LA in 2021. And then in September of 2021, I got this really amazing offer from Rock Nation, and it stuck me here.
Wow.
Which is great. It worked out exactly how it was supposed to work out.
That is awesome. So what are people around you who are like, after 30 days or 60 days, 90 days, they're like, wow, you're looking pretty good. You're looking good. What are they saying now? Like your whole life just went.
Oh, I think friends and family are like on the daily, like, oh, I wish I had your motivation. Like, I wish I could get up every morning and want to do that. It's like, there's no magic pill. We know this, being in the fitness and health industry, there's no magic pill. It's just consistency and discipline. And I think to continue to harp on how great Don was, he saw me in person, and he was like, he saw me, I think like last fall at this charity event we did at the Empire State Building. And he's like, you look better than your pictures. And I was like, that's a compliment. But like when you're good enough, like mind, body, soul, and he sees the result of his programs, he's like, you look better than what your pictures look like. That's great.
That is great. That's awesome. So I would imagine that is one thing that keeps you going. It's working, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it was. In the beginning, it was like that a lot too. I was meal prepping when I very first started, and I was going very strict. I would eat super clean and then give myself Sunday off, which I wouldn't even go crazy on Sunday, because I learned once you start eating so clean, you go and you have that cheat meal, and it's a downhill day. It's a downhill day after that. I'm like on the couch, got Sprite near me. It's a whole bad thing.
Then you get to the point too where that's actually a really good place to be, because then, all right, I've crossed over to the other side of health and wellness, because your body tells you that, that slice of pizza does not look good at all. I do not want to eat that. And it's not a guilt thing. It's not a shame thing. You're not like, oh, my coach is going to be mad at me. No, I want to eat that pizza like I want to eat my iPhone. There's just no desire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it was. That was exactly what it was. I remember, like, I do not eat fast food, but I remember one time my friend was like, oh, it's late, we'll swing by Taco Bell. And I was on my clean streak, and I remember just in agony, I was like, that was miserable. Why did I ever agree to that?
my brother calls Taco Bell toxic hell.
Toxic hell. No, that would probably be a perfect nickname. That is a perfect nickname.
Yeah. It's not, in my opinion, I don't think it's the worst fast food, but yeah, I know what that does if you're really clean. But okay. I want to harp on one thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned some people around you were saying, I wish I had your motivation. I wish I had your discipline. What is it? And again, you and I know that it's not wishing that gets you the results. What is it that they can do to get your discipline? What are Jordyn's top 3 tips for discipline, or top 5, or whatever you want to go?
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, I have a little slogan that I live by, and I don't know if this is going to completely answer the question maybe the audience is going to look for, or you're looking for, but you're not always going to be motivated. So you have to be disciplined. So there were countless days that I was like, I just don't feel like going to do cardio today. I don't feel like going to do whatever. But it was like, okay, if I can go at least 50%, that's better than not showing up at all. So I would like, that would be my urge, is even if you don't feel like going 100% and leaving ready to wring your shirt out with sweat, if you can at least get in and give 50% in some capacity, that's better than you deciding to stay home and watch another Netflix series.
Yeah, there's something powerful to that. A couple of years ago, I joined a gym that was very expensive. And I told myself that in order for me to justify keeping the membership, all I had to do was go to the gym every day. I didn't say I had to work out every day. I just said, go to the gym every day.
Go to the gym every day.
There was literally one day I was so exhausted. It was a Monday, I think it was a Monday morning. And I had gone out with friends 2 nights that weekend. And all I wanted to do is sleep. I went to the gym and I took a nap in the corner. And it was a victory.
You're getting your money's worth.
I'm getting my money's worth. I have a place to take a nap. But no, there's something to that. And while you were talking, I was thinking of the phrase going through the motions, because that has a negative connotation, but I think there is some value to that, right? Like you said, 50% is better than nothing. So if you just go through the motion of cardio today, okay, you still made it in, pat yourself on the back. Tomorrow is going to be better. And you didn't lose any momentum from your habits, because it really does take those daily discipline and habits.
No, absolutely. Because I think about it, we're all battling our own demons in some way, whatever that looks like, in any capacity. So just being able to, that one saying, you don't get to win today. I'm going to go in and do steady state cardio for 15 minutes and I will have completed my $400 gym membership for the month. I'm checking it off. But as long as you can do that, I think that there's definitely, I think it's a win. I think it's a win.
That's awesome. I like that, actually. So anybody watching, if you don't want to go to the gym, just go and do 15 minutes, like very low intensity.
Steady state cardio.
You barely break a sweat in 15 minutes. And
exactly. And you burn like almost, you'll probably burn almost 100 calories depending on your body size.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. So we got a little bit about the past, how you got to where you are now. What does the future look like? Like what's your vision for the next maybe couple months, couple years?
That's a great question, because right now I'm in this transitionary period where I think everybody has an interesting why. I think that's a good point in fitness. Everybody has a why, and it evolves as time moves on. And what started my why, or what fueled it in the beginning, is taken on. I've gotten to the point where I question. I'm like, did I really want to be on the front of this magazine, or did I just want to know I could be on the front of this magazine? So I guess at this point, I've got a cool couple people in the pipeline who want to do some collaborations as far as like fitness brands that are pretty well known. That will be some campaigns I'm pretty excited for. As far as like entertainment industry goes, there are also a couple things that are exciting that are coming up that I can't exactly voice yet because they're not finished. The deals aren't finished, and yeah, I'm just like, it's not like a real concise answer, but I'm in this transitionary period of just letting the universe show me where I'm going to go next.
That's a very cool place to be. And you said that's how you started the journey. You just decided, I'm just going to get really fit. And it came out of left field, and now you're here. Very cool.
No, that's exactly what's going on. I have aspirations of definitely brands I'd want to work with, or just different collaborators, but I think sometimes when you just release the control and let everything else work, it turns out better than you thought to begin with.
Very true. Very true. Sometimes we have this very limited thinking. Like you were saying, you had a small town thought process, and then you got to New York, and then Dawn said, like, the world's your oyster. Stop thinking small, like you can do whatever you want.
Because you might have this one thing in mind, right? Like you might have this goal in mind, and there's something way bigger and better that's like on the opposite side of that. If you just back away, zoom out, trust the process, enjoy the process, and then that thing can come through without that limitation of, oh, I need to be in this place at this time with this person.
Got it. Yeah. You're not so regimented and planning so much. Yeah. I like that. Jordyn, we're like winding down on the show, but I want to give you a chance to do the grand finale. Motivational speech for, let's say you're in front of a college or university graduation, and you're going very big picture, like life principles on how they can get the most out of their lives, different recommendations for them.
You can't take any of this when you go. So you have to enjoy right now. Because I feel like if anything that we've learned in the past couple of years is you really have to live for the moment, and you have to make the choices that you make right now. It's said a million times, will affect you in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. But you can't live in the 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You have to make the decision now. You have to be it now. So if you can embody the version of yourself that you want to be now, that 10-year version of you is going to be even better than what you thought it would be. And like I said, you're not always going to be motivated. So you're going to have to find discipline.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I love that. Say that again, embodying where you want to be, but embodying it now.
Being it now, which I guess it falls into a little bit of a spiritual realm. But if you just take that version of you that you're looking to into the future to be, and you be it now, you embody that now, in 10 years, you'll be even better than what you thought you would be.
Awesome. I love it. That's awesome. Jordyn, how do people get in touch with you? Where can they find your work? What's websites, social media?
Yeah, so Instagram it's Jordyn Rax. Jordyn is with a Y, not an A. And then I am represented by NMG Management.
Perfect. Well, again, this is Health in the Real World. I'm Chris Janke, joined today by Jordyn Rax. And Jordyn, all the best to you. Great talking with you today. And we look forward to seeing everything that you're creating out there.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.